Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your June of 2016 tarot card reading. I always start out my readings by pointing out that I use the Thoth deck, just in case anybody is curious. I mean, they're very beautiful cards. I've always been fascinated by them. Also, I get the cards shuffled and laid out before I even turn on the camera, and that saves us both some time. That way a tarot reading doesn't take 30 minutes online. We can get this done fairly quick. Now, the way the cards are laid out, these cards, the first cards, are the cards of how Aquarius will be going into the month of June. This is how Aquarius will be meeting the month. These cards are from the first of the month to the middle of the month. These cards are middle of the month to the end of the month. These cards are considered advice from the spiritual world, and these cards are the things that will be out of your control. Okay, so let's see how June is going to go for the sign of Aquarius according to the tarot. You start off with the Ace of Cups, which is productivity, beauty, pleasure, happiness. So you're starting out the month on a high note. Then you've got wealth, which is material prosperity, building up. So your first two cards show that you're meeting the month in a really good position, spiritually, physically, financially. I mean, you're not going to be hurting too bad. But then your third card is oppression, which is selfishness, lying, slander. That means that even though you're in a good place at the start of the month, there's going to be something in the background that's really going to be coming after you. There's a person who's lying. There's a person who's trying to rain on your parade. A person who's doesn't like for you to be as happy as you are. Somebody at the beginning of the month is going to be in your background giving you grief, even though you yourself are in a really good position. Now let's go from the first of the month to the middle of the month. You start off with science, which is success after anxiety, passage from difficulty. So you're still growing here. I mean, you're in a good place, you're growing. Then the Ace of Wands, which is energy, strength, vigor. It's natural force as opposed to invoked force. So you're not going to have to be making this happen. It's a natural. Things are just going to be flowing for you. Okay? I mean, it looks like you're in a good place. You're working things through, and it's naturally just flowing in your direction. You're not having to get out there and kick butt or nothing like that. It's just a natural flow. Now, as we go to the middle of the month, you've got the Knight of Discs, which is a man who's graceful, sensitive. He has little depth of character, but he seems to be a decent person. Okay, he's going to be coming into your life towards the middle of June. Okay, now so far this first part of the month is you personally are really doing well. Okay, I mean that's not a bad reading at all, but as we go through the rest of the month, you've got Dominion. From the middle of the month going to the end of the month, you have Dominion, which is the harmony of rule and justice, boldness, courage. So you're still making things happen in a positive way for yourself. Then the Knight of Wands, a man who's active, generous, he's very proud. He will be in your life in the second part of the month. And your final card is the Empress, which is good fortune, happiness, and pleasure. So to be honest, Aquarius, the month is going to go really well for you personally. The only thing that seems to be bad about the whole reading is right here from the very beginning of the month. You've got the selfishness, the slander, somebody who is really just going to be a thorn in your side. Okay, they're in the background and they're just going to be a pain for you. So you obviously don't let it slow you down. You've got a very good month ahead, but this person is really not going to be on your side, so you might want to be careful of that. Okay, let's look over here at the cards that are considered advice. Now you can take advice any way you want. So this is just advice from the spiritual world. Your first card is indolence, which is instability, a decline of interest, temporary success. As an advice card, that might be saying watch out for losing interest in what you're doing. Make sure you pay attention, because this could be a very good month if you just pay attention and just let it flow, because everything is looking really good. Then you have the Princess of Discs, which is a young woman. She's beautiful, she's strong, she's generous. And your last advice card is the Princess of Cups, which is a young woman who's kind, romantic, and dreamy. So you've got a couple of women here that's giving you as advice cards. It might be telling you to turn to them, when you have questions or doubts about how the month is going, because obviously it's giving you advice on both of these that they are somebody you can turn to. Now over here we have the things that will be out of your control. You start off with the Hermit, which is illumination from within, divine inspiration, wisdom. Okay, so you're obviously going to be learning throughout the month. I mean, you should be able to trust your instincts, trust what's going on, okay, because you're obviously going to have the insights to make this happen. Then you have Death, which doesn't actually mean death, it's change. It's transformation, growth, and basically change is what it is. So you will have changes in your life throughout the month. And your final card is Art, which is a success after elaborate maneuvers, the way of escape. So obviously, you know, this is saying there will be success. Your last card here is success, and happiness and pleasure. So, I mean, that's not a bad reading at all, Aquarius. You just need to be careful of the person that is trying to stab you in the back, because it looks like they're going to be there. It doesn't show an end to it. It doesn't look like you just up and, you know, run them off or anything. It looks like they're going to be in your back, you know, behind you, doing terrible things throughout the month. So you need to be careful of that. But all in all, it's a pretty good reading for you personally. So, that is the tarot reading for the sign of Aquarius for June of 2016. I hope you liked it. If you do like it, I hope you will subscribe so that when next month's reading are posted, you will be notified. Until then, I'd like to thank you for watching. This is Mr. Whoopi.